I am Kenny Anderson, Director of Multicultural Affairs for the City of Huntsville, and welcome to Impact. Each week we bring you information about exciting initiatives in our community, and today will be no different. You may not have heard about this organization, but they are rapidly climbing up the chain of organizations that are leaving a lasting impact on a special group of people in our community, and I'm really delighted to be able to share their story with you today. You guys are going to cover all the circle today and cover all the information about Ability Plus. So thank you for
certainly
being
going to try. Thank you.
All right, fantastic. First of all, let's start at the very beginning. Tell us what Ability Plus is.
Well, Ability Plus is an organizational provider that provides services with people with special needs, intellectual disabilities, developmental disabilities. We've been around for 11 years, and we are a nonprofit. Many people in this industry are for-profit, but we are a nonprofit organization employing about 450 people in 4 counties in North Alabama: Madison County, Limestone County, Morgan County, and then Etowah County, and providing services.
This is not a small operation that you're talking about.
No,
you're
no.
talking about group homes that are spread out across multiple counties.
Yeah.
You're talking about day programs and long-term residential programs. You're probably talking about a pretty substantial staff as well. How big is your staff?
Yeah, like I said, we employ about 450 people. And most people don't realize that, serving very special people in our communities. And we're excited about that.
Now, how did you start?
At Ability Plus?
Yes.
Myself or
How did the organization start?
Organization started 11 years ago, just when we had not group homes, but had like Learning B. Wallace and Potlow and institutions. When they went to community inclusiveness and then people being in the community, Ability Plus was one that started out of that.
So you kind of saw a need
that
emerged
from the state, right?
Yeah.
People's in institutions, and now, of course, they're in a better setting, in their own homes, learning and operating within our communities, and not in an institution where basically it was better word, prison. So that's how we got here.
Yeah, and then how did you get involved?
Oh, how I get involved. Very interesting. My flight to Ability Plus is an interesting one. I, of course, was owned and still own leadership development company. And I was actually partnering with Dr. Larry Little of Eagle Consulting and was doing some executive coaching for Ability Plus with the CEO, COO, and directors at the time. And a job opening as vice president came open. And one thing led to another, and I just fell in love. I fell in love with the people that we serve, fell in love with how we're helping the community and helping a special group of people that really need our attention. And I said, you know what, I'm gonna try this. And 2 years later, I'm where I'm at. I never would have thought I'd been from engineering to preaching now to, of course, doing this, but we love it, and we see a significant increase, and we're on the rise. We're really doing some good things.
Yeah, James, of course, Dr. Watkins has his story, and you've got to have a story too. How did you get involved with it?
Well, mine is a little different than Dr. Watkins. I'm a lifer. This is my 20th year in this field. I started as direct care staff. When I was coming through college, I fell in love with the field, and now I've just progressed through. I've worked with nonprofits my entire career. This is the third company I've had the privilege of working for, and I've just fallen in love. This is the greatest group of people I've been around. I've been honored to serve with. The heart that they have and the dedication they show each day is just tremendous. And so to be a part of that group and have the honor of leading the operations side of Ability Plus is just phenomenal.
You know, I know what you mean because I started my career many years ago at Phoenix, which was Huntsville Rehabilitation Center at that time. 1980, we're on Bob Wallace Avenue, right there where they're now building the new Whole Foods. And before they moved over to Johnson Road, that's my roots way back when.
Sure.
And so when you talk about your heart and your love for the work, that's a part of what Ability Plus does and the population of people that you reach out to. I know exactly what you're talking about because it's impossible not to fall in love with this opportunity to give something of yourself so that others can have a better opportunity in life. And I guess what I really want to ask you guys is, oftentimes there's a perception in society that people who may be in the category of having a disability physically, and you work with folk intellectually, they kind of have this perception that they're not able. And that they're, they'll use words like, oh, the unfortunate, and the poor person here, the poor person there. But, and I know you all can attest to this, you have found some of the most courageous some of the most competent,
Yes.
some of the most skilled, gifted, and talented people among the population that you work with. And that's got to be very gratifying as well. Talk about that part of the work for you.
What it is, Kenny, and I think that's what keeps us there. You know, as you said earlier, you love your job. I love my job. Find out what you love, you'll never work a day in your life. And just looking at people like one of our consumers that works for Domino's and was folding boxes, but now he's risen up to now he's putting food ingredients on the pizza, and seeing that progression and how competent he is and how great of a worker he is and how big of a smile that puts on his face. In the past, people would say, well, you know, these people are limited. They can only do this or do that. But if you give them a chance, you'll be surprised, and I know you know this, of what they can do and how great of employees they do make, and the skill set that they bring, because they do everything from their heart. Would you say that, James?
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, and I was talking to a group of new employees this morning, and one of the things we teach from day one is come into the job with the right purpose, and that's a sense of equality. The folks we serve, they don't want pity, and it's not justified. You must come to the interaction as an equal, and that's what we teach. Everybody is equal. Now, equal is not same, and everybody has a different set of gifts. It's what you choose to see and the perspective you come to the job with. So if you come to that interaction as an equal, as a peer, as somebody who's willing to invest yourself in someone else's life, to celebrate the differences, and we all have deficits, right? There's things that you're good at that I may not be.
Right.
There's things that I'm good at that you may not be. And so we look at it from that perspective, that everybody's gifted, everybody is skilled. Now we're going to work on any deficits that you have, and we all have deficits, but we're going to celebrate those skills, and we're going to try to make sure those remain strengths while working on those weaknesses and trying to increase that independence.
Yeah.
I want everybody to be just have their potential maximized
Yeah.
while they're with Ability Plus.
You know, the sheer value in the work that you all do, the sheer value in just giving another person a chance to build their sense of self-esteem, to help find their purpose in life, to help them understand that as a resident of a community, they have something that they also can offer and contribute. It's just one of the most wonderful things, and one of the most greatest opportunities of work, and I will put a little ending on their service that we can provide to people in the community. And I know day after day after day, you have that opportunity to see that among the staff that you work with, the people that you work with, and the communities that you serve.
Yeah, you know, our slogan is enabling lives and dreams. And that's what we want to do, you know, enable lives and dreams. When I took this position, and even when I was COO, one of my things is teaching leadership. And that leadership, everybody's a leader in their own capacity. Our consumers have leadership in them, and our employees. And we teach in servant leadership, because the servant is the greatest. And that's what we're doing. We're doing a service for people in our community. And we've been trying to push that throughout the tapestry of our whole workforce is that of leadership, that of serving, that of being the best you can be. Because if everybody do their part, with excellence, to the maximum of their potential, hey, we got something great going on. And our culture is really going in that direction in a very positive way. And I'm excited about it. I'm really excited about it.
Yeah.
Well, and I think that the sense of self-worth is something that's so important, but it's something that we can miss so often. Without a vision, the people perish, right? And too many times we expect the people we're serving to just exist with no purpose, with no vision, with no sense of I'm helping someone else. And so we want to extend that to them. Yes, we have direction and vision. We want to feel like we're helping someone else. We want them to feel like they have a place, because they do, and they have an impact on their community. Yeah. They have an impact on their world. We need to give them that opportunity. Yeah. And part of that's opportunity to fail. It doesn't have to be a protective cocoon around the people we're serving. It shouldn't be. I've learned more from my failures than I have from my successes sometimes. Yeah. So we give our people the opportunity to succeed, to fail, but it's their opportunity, and it's their world.
Yeah. So you've got this great organization that's obviously growing.
It's growing.
And any good organization, any healthy organization has a long-term vision. Let's go 5 years down the road.
Yeah.
What does Ability Plus look like in 5 years?
Well, it won't look like exactly like it looks now. I guarantee you that. And we're moving in behavioral services. We're moving in that direction. We just had Dr. Goff down from New York, who is a Prader-Willi specialist. Then autism is a big thing in our area. I mean, bigger than any place in the country right now. This area right here. The last report I saw is that Huntsville has just as many or more people with autism than any place in the country.
Wow.
Yes.
Is there any indications to why that might
Well,
be?
part of that is that, of course, there's more PhDs and a bunch of smart people here, and studies show that sometimes they produce more people with autism. So we want to move in that direction and expand our services of where we're going. James and I were just talking on a couple of days ago about how we will look 5 years down the road, 10 years down the road, and offering a multiplicity of services to fit the needs of the community. Because we always want to be community driven.
Yeah, and you want to be, as you've alluded to several times, and just now you just kind of affirmed this, that you want to keep taking the pulse of the community, know what's going on out there, what the needs are, trying to address the gaps, and being able to really exist in the community in a way that can have a meaningful impact on people's lives, because that way you remain relevant. Exactly. And there are enough challenges and issues out there that can be addressed. Finding your niche in that process, of course, is extremely important. And Ability Plus has been very supportive of a lot of things in the community as well. I see your name attached to a lot of different things. So you obviously feel a responsibility to give something back as well. Talk a little bit about that aspect of what Ability Plus is as well, because as I was saying earlier to someone, businesses thrive not just because they do business, they thrive because they build relationships.
Exactly.
Yeah. And that's what we want to do, and we're doing more and more of that. Even myself, because wherever I go, I'm representing Ability Plus. I serve right now on the Hogan YMCA board, just helping them do things so we can partner with Ability Plus. I think some of our consumers are going to be partnering with them over this summer at their pool. We have 2 consumers, actually, that work for the Hogan YMCA with our career services, just being in the community. Doing things to help out other people as they help us. James, you want to come
No, and that's exactly right. We are in the community, and the folks we're serving are in the community. We're not going to be behind those closed doors. We're going to have a presence in the community. So we, as a company, want to serve in the community and be there, but we want to give the folks we're serving an outlet to be there as well. It's the same way as we look internal. We judge ourselves on quality. But we judge that quality based on the person receiving the service, right? So it's not so much whether I think the services are quality, whether Dr. Watkins feels that way, it's the person receiving that service. So we want to meet those folks exactly where they are. We're listening to what they say they need. They listen to services they say they want. And so we know we can't be everything to every person. We want to meet people where they are in life and try to provide that need. And one of the things we continuously hear is I want to have a presence. I want to be there. I want to go there. I want to be a part of that. And so we want to be the vehicle that lets the people we're serving have a stronger presence in the community.
Yeah, that's terrific.
We do not want to be just a normal group home, just a group home. Matter of fact, we are CQL certified. There's a state certification, but the state get their criteria from an international company called CQL, Center for Quality Leaders. And we are CQL certified. So we want a step above state qualifications so we can try to be the best we can be and not just average. My definition of average, Ken, is just on top of the bottom. We don't ever want to be average. We want to be excellent. And we don't want other people to define us. The power to define is the power to determine destiny. So we wanted to make those definitions. We wanted to define where we're going and who we are and the great services that we give to the community.
Dr. Karockas Watkins is CEO of Ability Plus. James Cook is COO of Ability Plus. Tell people where they can get in touch with you, if there's a website or a phone number that they can get information. Ability-plus.org. That's our website. Have all the information there, contact information, also admission information as far as who to reach out to gain more information about our services, and also for employment. If they're interested in coming to partner with us and they feel like they have a heart for this, there's employment information there as well. Ability-plus.org. Yes, sir. Simple to remember. Yes. Guys, thank you for being here with us today, and come back and see us sometime. Anytime. We'd love to be here. Thank you very much. Thank you. All right. I want to thank you for being a part of our broadcast today, too. And as always, we're delighted that you've chosen to spend this time with us. We hope that you'll tune in for our next edition of Impact. I'm Kenny Anderson, as always. I hope that you have a good day.